What's up, everybody out there? My name is Truliana Tamba. Everybody call me True. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about this president and him inciting and invoking racist acts and invoking violence. First and foremost, America is the greatest place to live. It's the land of the free. My thing is we have to respect one another and learn one another. It's not a bad thing to have this conversation about race and racism and things of that nature. But for the president to be the commander in chief and be the person that he is, you know, it's creating a divisiveness with this country. You sit here and you say, "Oh, you tried to stop the people from chanting." When you sat back for 13 seconds, you allowed them to continue to chant, which means you didn't stop anything. We saw it on camera for ourselves. And, my thing is, why are you so mad, man? Like, why are you mad that this woman came home to Minnesota and she got a welcome home chant by everybody in that was in her district? Why? You know? And then you want to sit here and say, oh, everybody hates her in Minnesota. They love you. No, I don't love you. I don't respect you. I don't have no type of relationship to you. Nothing like that. You're my president of the United States, and that's it. I don't really care about you. I don't. You're not doing anything, and you're not benefiting anything from me. So it is what it is. But when it comes to Democrats, I feel like we have to call the president out on everything, and we have to, as a party, come together, regardless of race, color, creed, ethnic background, or whatever. Come together. You go to the White House and you tell you stand on the steps, or you go to an inner city and you tell the people of color that you got their back. Our party has your back. That party, the Republicans, they don't have your back, because where are their voice in this? I don't care. I'm not gonna kiss no one ass, and let alone the president. If I was a Republican, I'm not kissing your ass. You said what you said. That makes you a racist, and that's just what it is. Like, she loves her country. Everyone loves their country. We have a right to say whatever we want. It may not be the right thing to say. It may be the wrong thing to say, but that's when you have the character and the respect level to come back and say, I should not has not said that, and I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I completely apologize for it. Never happen again. That's what you do. That's what shows growth. That's what shows people that you respect them. When you sit there and you allow people to chant, send her back, it's like, at the end of the day, let's be really specific. You know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Native Americans in this country, this land, was theirs first. Europeans came and took control over their land, killed them, and just removed them and put them in reservations or whatever. This country was built off the backs of all immigrants. I'm not going to sit here and say just African American, all immigrants from every country. So if you don't understand the concept of race, if you don't understand the philosophy or the history of this country, you should not run for president, because that's just going to divide people. And then you have white nationalists, supremacists, people who applaud what you're saying, and you're basically inciting and you're invoking some type of violence. Because if something happens to anybody in Congress of color or any race or creed, it's on your hands, President. It's on your hands, Mr. Trump. It's not going to be on no one else's hand but you, because you have a job to do. Everyone has a responsibility to do, to hold themselves accountable and to protect the country. You know, we can say what we want. That's a right that's given to everybody, whether it's a poor way of saying it or what. But we can say what we want. We just have the responsibility and the respect level to apologize if we say something that is wrong, or it is a negative way of saying it, or it lacks substance, it's not factual. You know, that's what we do as people. But to, to tell, to keep constantly going off on these four congresswomen, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a liberal. I'm a Democrat, straight up. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. This is the hood. This is the inner city. If you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. What are you going to do to fix the education system for all people of color? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with the real estate? What are you going to do with the economy? Because there's a lot of racial undertones, and there's a lot of inequality across the board for people who are poor or who are struggling. Like, people, you got to understand, like, in this country, in this world, everybody talks about rights and having rights, and, oh, you know, when Obama was in office, it was like, oh, this guy is trying to take your guns and trying to do this and do that. No, that's not what he ever tried to do. He just tried to do the right things for Americans. People who are struggling out here, people who are struggling to pay bills and to stay alive and to stay above the poverty line. That's what he did. He tried to help people out. You know, as far as guns and stuff is concerned, I don't want to go to school where a person who is mentally unstable can get hold of a gun and then come to school and start shooting people for no reason, because something went on, because either you're failing in class, or a certain teacher rubbed you the wrong way. Like, at the end of the day, people have to be held accountable for their actions. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I have mental issues too. I've been through it because I was in the military, and majority of that happened to me. But at the same point in time, I'm not gonna sit here and go get a gun because I have a problem with somebody so I can fucking go to school and shoot them. Like, I'm not gonna do that. That is just stupid, you know. But there's a lot of things that need to be done. Like, taking away guns from kids. Like, kids should not have access to guns. They should not. A lot of that has to do with the NRA, but it also has to do with the parents. The parents have to be able to make sure their guns, or if they have weapons, make sure their stuff is locked away safely so that child can't get it. And everything of that nature. Like, same thing with racial profiling. It's the same thing with racial. Why do people of color have to get racially profiled every single day? Every single day. You getting stopped for no reason. Like, why are you getting stopped for no reason? There's nothing that I did wrong at all, but you stopping me just to stop me. You know what I mean? And that has to stop, because the one thing about white privilege that people or that's Caucasian, they'll never understand or be able to understand, is like, we're not, when someone say you have white privilege, it doesn't mean you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth. It does not mean that. It means that the things that you have to deal with in life was a little bit more easier for you because you've gotten help with that, versus people of color who have to constantly jump through hoops to get to what they need to get to the level that they need to be at to sustain and succeed. That's what I'm talking about. And by me, I'm not a racist. I love all my people, whether you're white, black, Asian, you know, Hispanic, Latino, Jamaican, Haitian, African, Dominican, Cuban, Colombian. Like, it doesn't matter. You feel me? It doesn't matter. We're all in this country together. And my thing is, as a country, we need to really have those conversations to break down what it is that we want to do with this country. What way are we want to go? I feel like Democrats and Republicans have to have that conversation. I feel like Republicans have to start really stop defending this guy. Stop defending the president, because all he's doing is making your party look bad. Because that's not your party is not like that. It shouldn't be said that you're sitting here defending this guy when all you have to say is and call it out like you see it. He is a racist. That was a racist undertone. You know what I mean? And if your president and our commander in chief can't sit there and apologize to the American people for his actions and how he speaks and all this stuff, then he does not need to be president. Like, so for me, it's just about understanding what this country is coming to. You know, I've been seeing a lot. I've seen the debates. I've seen everything, and for me, like, I can't wait for this next round of debates to come back because, like I said, sometimes you don't have to go tit for tat with this president. You just have to talk about the issues. This is what I'm going to do when I'm president. If you elect me, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do point A, B, C, D, all the way through Z. This is what this president is not doing. While he's sitting here and he's inciting racism and he's inciting violence, we're going to be over here trying to make shit work for y'all. We're going to try and make stuff work for y'all. We're going to try and get things back to how it used to be where everybody was on a level, equal playing field. If not, to get back to a level and get to a point where everyone has a job. People should not be having more than one job to survive or to sustain themselves. We should just have one job so that way we have time not only for our family, but have time so we could provide for ourselves, make sure our bills are paid, make sure our kids are good and straight as far as school and stuff like that. And then also have money left over to be able to go out and have fun when you want to. So for me, like, that's really the biggest thing, is that this president is he's taking this type of rhetoric, he's taking it in a place where it's gonna start becoming and ending up to be in violence, because again, you don't know half the people that be at your rallies, and you're inciting this stuff and they're chanting, you're not stepping in and saying, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that to that woman. She's a great congresswoman. We just have ideological differences and different views on how we should run the country or whatever. But she's a good person. Do not sit here and tell her to go back to her country. She's a refugee. She came from Somalia. She was a refugee. Do not tell her to go back to her country. And if you do, whoever said send her back, I need for y'all to go and exit stage left and leave my rally, because I'm not having it. If you can't do that, then you do not need to be president ever, because that's just going to take our country backwards, and we're not trying to go backwards, we're trying to go forward. But that's my thought and opinion on this tweet and these rants and these rally chants and stuff like that, because I feel like it's definitely a situation that's going to keep rising and keep rising. Most part, I honestly really feel like he is scared, and he's running scared because, in all honesty, don't, he's not intellectually there when it comes to policies. He doesn't know politics like that. Anybody could be around it, and you're a donor, and you don't donate your money to certain candidates or whatever, but that doesn't mean you know how to run a country based off of it. And I think that's what everyone's realizing. 4 years of him, he all he did is just be negative, and he really hasn't had shown the capacity to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to sit down with Republicans and Democrats, and we're going to work together to get bills done. If you was to do that, people will actually take you serious. People will actually look at you and respect you a little bit more and say, okay, at least he's trying for this country. At least he's really sitting down with Republicans and Democrats, and we're trying to work on a bill that both sides would like, and both constituents in each state would like, so that way we can move forward. Because at the end of the day, that's all we want. But that's my thoughts and opinions on that. I'm trying to come back with another video or whatever, but I just been busy in school. I definitely want to do YouTube a little bit more, just to do it for fun, just to, if I make money off of it, that's fine. But I'm not really into that. I just want to give people my thoughts and views, and it's not factual, but it's my opinion nonetheless. If you don't agree with it, let me know. We could always chop it up and talk about it or whatever, which is healthy for this country. We also all have to be able to talk about things and discuss it, but not in a negative way. Don't come to disrespect. Just, let me hear what you got to say. I can accept it and understand where you're coming from, and I can respond to it, and we just go back and forth like that. So, it's your girl True, and I'm out.